strength that you can play the bass and the melody with. This is only for a practice. It's also the same with the... So if I'm practicing something like that, once I can sort of play it, I do this. I play everything louder, ugly, not nice, but what I'm trying to do is develop how well I can play this. So when I actually play it, it's very easy, but I've already went through the stage where because the main reason for this is when you learn something and you just get it, you don't play confidently, you just get it, and you need to go past this stage, past the I can play it stage, to I can play it easily, and then you come back from there and then relax, and then this is why it works. Because when I watch people play the guitar, well, Satin Doll, these tunes, it looks so simple that you think it must be easy to play, but I realise that's what they've done. So when if I play the tune Satin Doll, so I want to really so each part of the tune, each part of the chord, and melody, I could bring out. So I could play more melody. Or I could bring more bass. Back to more melody. So each part of the arrangement, I could change the volume or the dynamics of it. This is the end stage of when we do this. So the first stage is trying to play it. Once you can play it roughly, then I would try to play much harder, louder. Should sound terrible, but you're not trying to improve the sound at this point. You're trying to improve the syncopation between your hands. So you can make the melody or the bass or the chord louder. So this is also important when you pick it. If you it's not an unusual tune that I played. The main things are the bass and the tune. So it's the bass and the tune. Chord is less. Okay, I can put the chord. Two notes, mainly the bass and the melody, and that's the two main things in that song. In other songs, the melody, like one from last night, Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore, the melody is the main thing.
Could you play that again for us? That was the greatest song from my ears. It would be nice.
So in this song, the opposite happens. The bass is like a drone, like bagpipes, and the melody is very, very simple. So this means that we have to play the bass clearly so that we can hear it, and we also have to play the melody clearly because there are only two things. So the melody is, the bass still rings here. So that means that there's only two notes, but we can hear the two notes clearly. If I play this, there's only one note, so I need to hear. And then between these two notes, we also need a bit of balance. If I do this, this note is now gone, you don't hear this note. So the person who's listening can't tell the song. So you need to so the second part of the song, second part of the melody, sorry, I don't even change anything, I do, and then this is all hammered on or pulled off. The reason for that is that my bass note is still ringing, so I can do this. If I did this, then you get da 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 da. So I don't want that. I want it to be smooth, okay? Very simple. Back to the melody, big bass note. Just let it ring out. Hammer on it. Okay, so
we love it. I love it.
So there's almost nothing in that tune, which is my idea, because it's for me it's a sad song because of the circumstances. But nothing is difficult. Everyone in the room can play this. Okay, everyone easily, I'm sure. But what you have to do is then you have to get your own emotion into only a few notes. This is quite difficult because most people, if they look at a book arrangement and they say, okay, this is the note, they play everything correctly, but then you have to think differently. So when I'm playing this, in my head and here, I'm in a different place emotionally to play it. It's hard to, sounds a little crazy, but if I'm performing something, this tune, I'm thinking a certain way because I want the sound to float around the room. If I'm playing something more complicated, or if I'm playing something like Smoke in the Water, I'm thinking rock music. I'm not thinking the same way as this. So it's completely different in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I'm playing, I'm in the zone for this song. And when I first played this song in a theatre, it was completely full of guitar players. almost only guitar players, all of the best guitar players in the UK in the one room, and everyone was there for Jim, the guy who died. So all of us who were asked to play, everyone is a little bit nervous because it's not just an ordinary audience, it's an audience of great guitar players, all professional guitar players pretty much. So slightly different. So some people would play some, with a small band or 2, 3 people, and when I went out, it was just me on my own. I played this, and the thing I tried to do was to get the emotion to the audience. Another one down. And this works really well because if you play with emotion, you can't fake that, you can't fake this, you can't pretend, and also the audience can understand this, they can feel it. If you just play something fast or clever, there's no feel for the audience, but this works. So it also works for any tune like that where there's a lot of space. I think I played Secret Love. Did I play Secret Love? No. Not last night, but Secret Love is the same thing. The melody is this and bass note, so very simple. But same thing, if you listen to these 2 notes and space, and this is how you draw the audience into what you do. You leave a lot of space and the audience start to listen. If everything's very quick, it's more difficult. So from last night, the big contrasts are things like that, sun ain't gonna shine, and then same tuning. The main difference is, okay, that's fast, but that has to let people know it's fast and energy and blah blah blah. Another one is just nothing, but it's the same tuning. So when you're playing a piece of music, that's what I try to do. I try to make it a whole piece of music, not just an arrangement, but the sound is correct. Everything is. So right from the first beat, you try to say this is what this song is, and this works, I think. But that's how I approach it. But I'm doing it for a job, obviously. But it does make a big difference, because I know a lot of people who are great guitar players, but in a concert they don't go so well because they're only good for other guitar players. And if I do a concert, I want to be good for anyone who's listening, not just guitar people. So if someone brings a husband or a wife or something and they're being dragged along to a guitar concert, I don't want to go, I want to do something else, and then they sit there and they go, yeah, this is really good, I enjoyed it, then I have done my job well, I think. And this is important because not so many guitar players come to gigs. It's quite often a mixture of people who come, so I think if you do a bit of everything, then that helps.
What also helps, in my opinion, is to be conscious of the sound of your own guitar.
Yeah.
Because we all have nice instruments, and just play a little bit, it already sounds beautiful. Yeah. I remember when I was at school, we were in fifth or sixth class. There was a girl, she could play on the piano. Wham, sounds nice. Yeah. Just put a full chord. Yeah. And she played this Ballade pour Adeline, you know? Bam, 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 bam. It's really simple, but it sounded like, wow! Yeah. I envied it very much. Yeah. Later I found out, my guitar sounds also nice. This is something like really helps. Yeah. If you have warm and it sounds good, no need to play a lot. Yeah. This draws the people in, the sound helps. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It's our instrument.
I think so. I mean, the problem with the guitar, because it's 6 strings, it's not a huge sound. You know, if you go to a classical guitar concert, for example, I mean, I went to see, you know, John Williams, classical. Mm-hmm. John Williams. Yes. Yeah, he's probably the most famous classical guitar player. He's a really big guy. I went to see him in concert, and I've played a few festivals with him, so I know him a little bit, and he's a very nice guy. But I went to a big concert hall, maybe 4,000 people, and he had, the first time I saw him, he had no amplification at all. So, nylon string guitar, him, and you know, he sits like this, and he plays for a bit, and the beginning of one song was a very quiet piece in harmonics. You know harmonics? Like this, okay? So, you can imagine 3,000 people, no amplifiers, nothing, just this. So you have to listen. And so I was here, and the stage is here, and up on the first level was a woman who started to cough like this. Now, in a concert hall, it's the acoustics, the sound is perfect. It's perfect if you do this, but it's also perfect if you do so she must have been choking on something, and no one could hear John Williams, so he's playing like this, and I could see he was getting angry, and this lady is here, and he's playing away, and I saw him look up like this, and back, and the song finishes, and then he explained, okay, this is the next piece, and he said it starts very slowly, and he just looked up and he said, if anyone wants to cough, now is the time to do it. I was like, but I think that's a little harsh, but he's a nice guy, but he's very strict. Now he has a pickup system in his guitar, so it's amplified a little bit. But he's very strict with this, and yeah, it's very strange. So there's 3,000 people, nice room, but I think it's difficult for someone to make a big impression. Everyone has to be very quiet, and in a big fall, someone's going to cough or you know, do something. So, and
just a matter of probability. I mean, 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Somebody has to cough, you know.
That's it. Somebody's going to do something. I think.
Yeah, right.
But he was, you know, having a little bit of fun, but at the same time, the lady felt really bad because it wasn't her fault. She had something stuck or whatever, I don't know. And she had to go out. And then even when she went out and the doors were closed and he started playing, we could still hear her outside. But he said, it was...
bloody bastard.
I was trying
she scowled outside.
No, the doors are closed and it's supposed to be soundproofed, I think, but she was still, you know, coughing. But anyway, so. But yeah, so I think that if you when you play a song, it's good to think, you know, of how I want this to sound, and also the thing with the really loud, that does help. Sounds a little bit crazy, but it does work, because at the moment when I watch everyone playing, mostly everyone plays very quietly, and you need to get the volume from your right hand, and that's how you develop. The same as if you practice scales. If you practice scales like this doesn't help. If you practice scales like this, horrible. What this does, this forces your right hand to get better. If you do this, you can cheat. If you do this, you can't. Right, now, I don't play the guitar like this, but when I practice scales, I do this, because it's almost trying to make you make a mistake, okay? But when you can do that, loud, quiet is easy. This is much easier once you've done this. So these exercises, they sound very strange, but they're very, very good. Roland had asked me about exercises yesterday, and I was saying, really, there's only one exercise that I ever do regularly, and that is every note, like chromatically going up. That exercise, because this hand has to work in the correct position, 1, 2, 3, 4. This hand is all down, up, down, up, down, up. So when you change string, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. So the whole thing. Okay, and also if I was practicing this, I'd be doing this. I'd be doing it as hard as I could do it.
Yeah, I perfectly agree with you what you said before about, you know, playing loud, because if my experience is I'm playing at home and somebody else at home,
yeah.
I tend to play more quiet.
Yeah.
But this is something that, you know, turns you down. You have to let it out, and sometimes if you have to let it out, you have to play it loud.
Well, for exercises, as an exercise, I would do that as part of the exercise. I mean, when I'm playing the guitar in a concert, I'm playing very quiet myself. You can turn the volume up, but I play really quietly. I don't like to play loud at all. But in order to get my technique better, I've used these ideas, because the reason I did it was when I started to play acoustic guitar, I came from electric, and electric guitar I was very good at it. And when I came to acoustic guitar, I found that I couldn't play a simple scale, so like that. And so I thought to myself, okay, why can't I do this? I can play, you know, Deep Purple and Thin Lizzy and everything on the electric, and I can do all the, you know, the fast stuff scale. And I tried, it was like, couldn't do it, yeah. I couldn't do it at all. And I was annoyed. I was young, but I was annoyed because I couldn't play something simple. So then I did this, and first of all, I made another mistake. I played quiet, so I was like, yeah, I'm fine, okay. And then I found a really good guitar teacher to learn how to read music. And he said, play me some things, and I played him this, and he said, that sounds okay, but try playing it twice as loud. Yeah, no problem. So I went from, and then I tried to play it twice as loud. Nowhere. And then again, I went back and said, okay, maybe the first time I didn't get this right, and then I went back and loud, and then quiet was easy. Also, if you listen to, does anybody listen to bluegrass music ever? Bluegrass? Yeah. Bluegrass music is, if you watch any bluegrass player, they play really loudly because traditionally they had no amplifiers and they had to be heard. So there would be someone playing, and then someone had to play the tune above this, the melody louder. So you'd have, their bluegrass tunes are normally part of a chord. So it does this kind of thing. Okay, so that's a bluegrass tune, okay? Now, even 10, 15 years ago, I couldn't do that, really, because I didn't realise the technique involved. So, because I've travelled a lot, I've played with a lot of great bluegrass musicians. When I heard them play, they were always louder than me. Always. And no matter how hard I tried, they were always louder. Gypsy guitar players, I try and bring that. Also, they're so loud, so loud. So, I've worked with a lot of these people, and two things. The Gypsy guitar players, we 5 of us played together, and in a room like this, and every time it came to me, and I was playing fine, very quiet. They played twice as loud as me. I was like, what? Now, their guitars are slightly louder than mine, and we stopped and I said, okay, how come you guys are so loud? And they said, oh, well, guitar's a little bit louder. And all of them said, we all use these. I said, what's that? And these are vegan picks. They're from Holland. They don't look any different from normal. They're really light, but they're also really loud. And
what's the name?
Vegan is like W. Like vegan, vegan.
Weekend? Only your Saturday.
Yeah, you can only buy them on Saturday. Yeah. No, it's W E G E N.
Vegan.
Vegan.
And sometimes they play also stone picks.
Nowadays they play mainly this, but the Gypsy guys play. It's like a heart.
It's very big.
This is a mandolin. This is a mandolin pick. This one. This is the Tommy Emmanuel. You know him. This is the same as Tommy uses. But the Gypsy guys, they are fat. The picks are fat, so it's even louder. And I never thought about picks ever. I used the same one since I was 12. Never thought anything about it. And only because everyone in the room was louder than me, and I was a little this. So I bought this one from the son of one of the players, and he said, "Oh, I sell you this." So I gave him money for this, but they're sterling. Three of these are 20 euros. 20 euros for three. So, but they last forever. So, but my first one I bought from the boy.
It's not a thick one, is it?
Very thick.
It's not a thick one, because you said that the gypsies use the thick ones.
It's like a heart, almost like a real heart. Fan.
Oh, yeah,
There you